Hey, you want to review some books? We got some good books going on today, eh?
I would love to.
That's,
What book is it?
The Atlas 6 by Olive E. Blake, self-published author.
That's so awesome.
Well, we'll see now, won't we? Oh, I got it all wet.
What's up, podcast fam? Welcome back to the channel. As you can see, it's been snowing outside. We have some delicious hot cocoa from Grayson Hot.
Also, this is not a podcast.
Book review.
Welcome back to the book review side of our channel. Here we go.
Okay.
Back to you, Cole.
The Atlas 6. It's a book I read. We're here to talk about it and discuss its potential upsides and potential downsides. I just want to start off by saying that this book was self-published, which is not surprising in any way. It is... I do not know what the audience is for this book. Like, if it was in a bookstore, I mean, it would be in the adult section, but like... What genre? I guess fantasy. It's kind of fantasy. It reminds me of Harry Potter, but also with some like Percy Jackson relatability.
And very politically charged.
But all right, we can get into that later maybe. But yeah, no. There's that undercurrent. So you know in Percy Jackson, right, from way back in the olden days, you know how all of that Riordan writing. Mm-hmm. Sure, it's not great, but it always feels Riordan-y.
Right.
Like he's got that like that undercurrent of like his tone of voice. Like he's got like there's some emotion in there. There's some feeling. You know what I mean? Yeah, this has that. So I feel like every character has like, even though their personalities are drastically different, their tone is all like the tone of the book is all the same. So if there's like the invisible narrator is, I mean, there is not an invisible narrator. That's not really the style of book, but you know the way the book is written has a tone, and that tone is very personalized. So you get like a sense of the author as you're reading it,
Right.
which is fascinating. You know, it's a great time reading this book. It's a great time because while it might not be like groundbreaking in any way, it is definitely something. Let's get into a bit of a plot synopsis, you know, light stuff, no spoilers here. Jake section, spoiler free. So this book is all about a secret society based around the Library of Alexandria, but obviously that got destroyed thousands of years ago. So alternate history world wherein the Library of Alexandria was preserved and kind of moved around the world in a Percy Jackson style, like Mount Olympus bounces between different cities. They move around wherever, you know, the call of knowledge is strongest or whatever, you know, I don't know what it is. And so they're in London, you know, they're in London in this book.
Definitely has some yoink and twists from your favorite fantasy series.
Definitely. I mean, it's mostly Harry Potter. You feel the Harry Potter strongly. Like I felt it. I could taste the Harry Potter. Even though none of the characters are anything like the characters in Harry Potter, and the tone is much more Riordan, they're basically in a school the whole time. So this society is like an academic society. Or, I mean, it's clearly not, but that's what they're that's what's being said, like over and over. They just keep saying, it's an academic society. Clearly it's not an academic society. Well, we don't need to talk about that yet. Spoiler-free part. So we got our 6 main characters recruited by this guy named Atlas, hence Atlas 6. And he's like, okay, you're going to come stay in this house and you're going to learn some things. And then in a year, you're going to, one of you will be eliminated and 5 of you will be brought into the secret society. And they're like, oh boy, this is exciting. And,
So it's kind of like Umbrella Academy. Have you ever seen it?
Jake explained.
I totally watched the show. I don't know if you actually watched it.
I watched the first season.
The Umbrella Academy is a show based off of events in the mid-1900s.
No. Explain what he means when he's asking that.
Yeah, I'm giving the plot synopsis.
No, I don't need the plot synopsis. Tell me what he means when he's asking that.
Okay, so the Umbrella Academy is based around, like, I think 6 or 7 kids who were all born the same day, miraculously,
Yeah.
in different locations around the earth. And this one old dude Hey, buddy. Hey, Taz.
Is he on the right path?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I watched the show like 3 times.
I watched the first season.
It's a great
one
show.
time.
Yeah, it's a good show.
I remember like I like the kid.
But they're all superpowered beings, and no one knows how they became to be. But this man wanted them all for himself. There you go.
Taz, you have claws. Okay. Well, welcome to the book review. Okay. Yeah, kinda. So they're recruited by this guy. They're all like super duper powerful magic people, in a modern world. That's like the Harry Potter aspect, kind of, but also the Percy Jackson aspect. I'm not sure like what she's read or what inspires her most. This is the only book I've read that's hers. But it's good. It's entertaining. I take back everything I just said. It is entertaining.
Not good.
I don't want to say it's not good. But yeah, so that's kind of the rough idea. That's the sketch. You got 6 people recruited by one person, and they're moving on. I found the book entertaining to read because it presented some interesting arguments. The characters were all very unique. All of them have like a flaw or many flaws, but that's kind of the point, is that they all kind of suck, and the one who sucks most is the one that you're like, oh, so this is the one who's going to get eliminated, and then you're kind of waiting until the end to see if that's the one who gets eliminated, you know? Because it is kind of a mystery. It's kind of a mystery story with that, like, who will be eliminated in the end? Anything drink this yet?
I've been scared to drink ever since I scalded my tongue.
Put it in the snow.
Don't get
It's
too
still
warm.
hot, Cole.
Dude, I don't think you understand how a thermally insulated cup works.
Is it good?
No, it's cool. No, Cole, it's
What are you
cooling
doing,
it down.
buddy?
What are you talking
Is
about?
it good? Yeah,
What
yeah.
are you doing?
Is it good yet?
It's not going to burn your tongue.
No, it will. Jacob, it's gonna burn your tongue. Cole drinks coffee probably every day.
I don't drink coffee.
I don't drink any caffeinated substances.
What are you doing, buddy?
Cole probably drinks boiling hot water on his free time,
I would wait.
just for the feeling, just
So-
for the adrenaline rush.
That's kind of what's up. It's a bold book. It makes a lot of bold claims. There's always this undercurrent of like some sort of political motivation. Like the author clearly is a very political person, and trying not to like put it in the book, but it's in the book.
Right.
You can
Can't
tell.
escape politics.
Apparently not with this book.
Would you say that this book is predictable in some ways?
It is. You definitely never feel surprised, even if you don't know specifically what's going to happen. You know, there's only a couple things that can happen, and that's kind of where it's at. The closest thing we'll get to a spoiler here is there is a twist at the end. This book is set up to be the first in a series. That's very clear. That's not a finished story. It's like the first act of a story. It feels like
Part one.
A part one. Yeah, like. If I were writing this, I would not have sent this out like this. I would have kept going until it was 10,000 pages, and it's kind of just what I do, though, I guess.
The
Oh.
cats are battling.
Taz found Mabel.
Does Taz always do this?
Yeah, he comes over here all the time and does this. Nice.
Mabel's huge, dude.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
would you say that this book feeling unfinished hinders the end product?
No, not at all. I think it just makes it feel nice and concise. Nice and concise. It's a book that is very rated R, or TVMA, or however you want to put that. It's not for the children folk. Jake, you're not old enough to read this book. Let's put it like that, eh?
I am. I'm 18.
Yeah, you're
Okay,
old enough.
I'm
You're an adult.
17 years old at the time of this video.
He's not old
gonna
enough to read this
post it in when we're 20.
Just making sure that we have this logged in so we know how old we were.
Yeah, he's not old enough to read this book.
I don't understand. Is Grace old enough to read this book?
He's an adult. He can do whatever
I'm
he wants. I
18.
don't care what he does.
But I'm getting there. Close.
You're not
You're
yet,
not.
though, are you?
So maybe when this video is posted, I'm old enough to read it.
Almost certainly. No, I'm gonna try to do it before I leave. But yeah, so it's definitely for older folks. I think the target audience is like late teen women.
It gives me more
Late teen
of a
girls?
millennial vibe.
It gives me like it was written by a millennial, but not made for millennials.
Mm.
It's made for younger people, but it's also like too hard of a rating. I'm not sure if the author tried to get this published or not get it published and just went for the self-publishing route, but I'm not sure a publisher would have wanted it necessarily because it doesn't really have like a target audience. I mean, it seems like she sells books, so maybe anyone would take it just because you're going to sell what you're going to sell, but I don't know.
Is it good yet, Grayson?
Let's swap over to some spoilers
All
now,
right,
though.
spoiler time with Grayson.
Spoilers. So twist ending. Let's just throw it out there. The boyfriend was in on it the whole time.
For who?
Okay, so basically, Grayson, here's what happens. Okay, we've got essentially 9 characters in the whole book.
9?
Well, 11, but 2 are completely useless. Well, 12, but 3 are completely useless. So you got your main 6, okay? Plus you've got Atlas, who recruits them, so that's 7. Then you've also got Atlas's assistant, so that's 8. Then there is the boyfriend of one of the 6, so there's 9. And then the friend of the person with the boyfriend, he's got 2 friends. And that's basically every character in the whole book. Like, if they were to make a TV show out of this, it would be so easy. You'd need 2 sets, and you would need, like, 8 people. It would be so cheap. And there's hardly any action. So it'd be so easy to make a TV show out of this. Someone should do it. It'd just be so cheap, and you're almost guaranteed to make money, because it's a property that already... Anyway, I like your hat.
Thank you.
I got an Early Hardware shirt on. Dude.
That's Columbia.
A shirt under the sweatshirt.
Does it have the cool symbol?
Yeah. 2 axes.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, the boyfriend that we're introduced to in like the first chapter. I was reading the first chapter. I'm like, this guy's coming back, because he just has a little bit too much like screen time. You know, he's got too many words for him to be like a nothing person. Like, he clearly has some impact on this universe. And then, you know, you basically, we don't come back to the boyfriend until the last chapter, wherein he yoinks one of the main characters out of time and like transports her somewhere. Completely random. Like, totally out of nowhere. Like, you're just reading the book, they're moving about their day, they're about to kill the person that you assume that they're going to kill, and then, oh no, shocker, he doesn't get killed, because obviously he's not going to get killed. None of the twists feel like, oh my gosh, twist! No, it's more like, oh, okay, interesting. They're good, they're just not, like, surprising.
Yeah.
I don't mean to make it sound like they're bad twists, but the only bad twist is the final twist, which is the boyfriend shows up out of nowhere with there was one like scene in the middle of the book, the late middle, where he shows up for a second, but it's completely unclear what's happening. And that's on purpose so that you don't figure out that in the end he's gonna pop in and yank someone through time. Because he can control time.
So he's a powerful boyfriend
More
too.
or less. Kind of, but not really. He can kind of only, like, jump back and forth. He can't really, like, control it. Whereas the girl that he's dating can, like, control it. Like, for realsies. Like, she stopped time one time. She's just like, and time freeze. And you're like, whoa.
I can see that in a movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
It's really hot.
Yeah, stop drinking it, Jay. Give it a minute. So that's kind of... He just kind of pops back in at the end, and
You not
Deus
like
Ex
it?
Machina. Huh?
You not like that part?
I did not like that he just popped in the last chapter and he Deus Ex Machinas everything. It wasn't even a surprise, too. Not for me, at least. I could see some people being surprised by it, I guess. But it wasn't, for me, a surprise. So basically the girlfriend, she, like, She's like in her room right near the end of the book. We got like 1 or 2 chapters left. You can feel the end of the book coming because you only got a couple pages left. And then it's like, and then someone grabbed her and she screamed, and you're like, oh my gosh. And then chapter ends and you're like, oh, it's the boyfriend. I don't know how. I don't know what powers he has because we have never seen his powers before.
How'd you know?
Because it's clear that either it's the boyfriend or it's someone we've never seen before.
Wait, so do you know if it's a boyfriend right now?
Oh, yeah. The final chapter is like the boyfriend, like his whole backstory. But like shortened into like 2 seconds. So you go through like 40 years of his life.
How old are these people?
Well, he's actually only 22, but he manipulates time, so he gets all screwy with. But they're all young-ish, 25 to 35-ish, from what I can tell. And their magic is like variable. You've got 3 people who can control like physical things. 2 of them can basically do anything physically. Like they could like light off a nuclear bomb, or like create a volcano, or like decimate the whole planet, or stop time, or make a wormhole, or put out wildfires all at once, or like they could do literally anything. And then the other 3 are like, you've got a telepath who can read minds.
That's such.
You've got an empath who can make people feel things.
That's so dumb.
And then you got one guy
compared
who can see through illusions, and you're like, oh.
What, you can't trick him?
No, you can't trick
can't
that
prank
guy.
him?
That guy's the only guy. He can't be tricked.
Gosh, you can't prank him.
All right, so basically, long story short, it was the boyfriend. I saw it coming. I thought it was a good book-ish. Parts of it I hated. Parts of it were good. I go back and forth, honestly. But I've fully digested it. Compared to the last 2 that I read, that took like days or weeks or months to digest and fully like embrace, this one I finished it yesterday, and I'm like, yep, I get it. It's a pretty simple story. I mean, it's not To Sleep in a Sea of Stars. It's not a Brandon Sanderson novel. It's short. It's like 350. I guess I'm gonna rate it. What do I rate out of here? Do I do out of 10?
Do you like 5 stars?
I don't think so.
Let me just stars.
I'm not Goodreads. What?
Let me just stars.
Do it out of 5.
No, I'm not doing it out of 5. Get out of here with that.
Okay, do it out of 7.
No,
I'm gonna,
do like a
I'm gonna
cool-
do it out of
you
10.
Can do,
Seven.
you can do a cool graphic where you like have
Do it
like
out of
pictures of the
7.
book and goes like
Boom, boom,
1,
boom,
2, 3, 4.
I could, but I don't have the time for that. What do you take from me, Jake? I'm gonna do it out of 10. I'm gonna do it out of 100. Screw you guys. You can't make
Rotten
me.
Tomatoes score.
I hate you.
The critics score.
You know what? I'm gonna do it out of 100,
Wait,
but
hold on,
where
hold
10
on.
is the highest. How about that?
I'm afraid.
You're gonna spill
Yeah,
boiling
yeah,
water
don't do that,
all
Jacob.
over
Just
you,
drink it
Jake.
like we have the left-handed.
Stop! What are you doing?
Drink it like a left-handed.
What is wrong with you?
It was coming off. I was at it.
Well, obviously, it's a lid.
Dear Lord, it's a 6.5 out of 10. Jake, I told you. I said, Jake, you're gonna spill boiling liquid all over yourself. God dang it, Jake. Clean yourself up.
He's just gonna.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, okay, there you go. That's gonna work. Yes, snow will get the hot chocolate out of your clothing.
It's actually working.
Oh my gosh. It's because it's waterproof pants.
Why do you go to 6?
6.5. It's a 6.5.
Whoa.
It's,
It's still open.
yes, Jake, it's still. Put the cup on the table. Oh my gosh. You made a mockery of my review of the Atlas 6. It's a very serious book.
Did you even twist it, Jacob?
Jake, it's not a push lid.
That's gonna fall off. That's
I
gonna
know,
fall
dude.
off,
It's
dude.
it's gonna just fall right off.
My
Only.
hand's numb now.
Oh my god.
My
It's
hands and
Remember when you got the cranberry on your couch or something like that?
yes,
That was
I
like
do.
cranberry.
Yeah, it was. It was
Hot
cranberry.
chocolate.
Jacob was like, shh.
Don't tell Cole. Yeah, I spilled cranberry juice on his couch. Yeah, I know, Jake. I was there.
It was only Jacob that could have done it too.
Oh my god. I said, hey, guys, be careful not to spill this on the couch. What does he do? Spills it. Anyway.
Why 6 it up? 6.5.
All right, it's a 6.5 because it's not a 6. Like, it is entertaining to read. I think too much of it felt like Harry Potter or Percy Jackson. I felt like I had read it before, even though I hadn't. But it was fun. It was an entertaining read, At its best, it was a good book. At its worst, it was an entertaining book.
Would you recommend it?
I would not recommend it to you.
Who knows? Maybe I'll like it.
Jake's
you
not
rec-
old enough to read it, and I wouldn't recommend it to
I am
you.
old enough. I am plenty old enough.
I might recommend it to, like, someone my sister's age who
Like
isn't
Jackie
my
Fox?
sister.
Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx.
Okay, no.
Oscar
so many reasons.
winning Jamie
Wow,
Foxx.
Jamie Foxx.
Just so many reasons. No.
What about Leonardo DiCaprio?
No. Too old. No, it's clearly for younger people, but not that young of people.
Okay. Taylor Swift.
She's too old.
She's like 30.
I know. She's too old. It's meant for like late teens, early 20s girls mostly, I think. That's what I get the
Paige's
feeling.
friend. One of Paige's friends.
I feel like some of Paige's friends would really like this, but they'd have to like enjoy fantasy because it's kind of fantasy, but it's really not.
Yeah.
It's just fiction. No,
If she read.
I don't think she likes fantasy or fiction, really. She likes Pretty Little Liars, but that's basically real life, except not. I don't know. I wouldn't really recommend it necessarily, but I definitely read it and I liked it.
Ow.
I appreciate it. I appreciate that it exists, and I compliment the author on self-publishing because
I could never write a book like that.
That's impressive.
I could never.
I could.
Couldn't be me.
Speaking of, I have books. Buy them on Amazon, or they're free on Google and Apple.
You have them on Amazon?
Yeah.
You're selling them?
Well, you can't do free stuff on Amazon, so
How much are you selling them? 25 cents?
99. It's the cheapest I could do. But
Has anyone bought?
Yeah.
How many?
2.
Did
I also
like
have a
'em?
Kindle Vella, which is weird.
Did they like them?
Yeah, I don't think I've had anyone say that it's bad yet.
There's
Although,
reviews.
I don't have an editor.
Maybe they're just trying to.
It's negative.
They're trying to befriend you when you become rich.
That's gonna happen. From my books. Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
get rich from the books, definitely.
And they're gonna become friends with you.
I would say that the author's potential is greater than the quality of the book.
Maybe she was forced to write that.
I doubt it. I very much doubt
Maybe
it.
she was.
I really don't think so.
Maybe she was.
Only-
We'll never know.
I don't think so.
What's her
You know,
name?
sometimes
Blake
manga
Bell?
authors get
Olive
locked
E. Blake.
inside of rooms
Olive E.
to
Blake?
finish their manga before the end of the week.
What do you say?
Sometimes manga authors get locked in rooms by their publishers, so they finish the manga before the end of the week.
All right, so we're not going to talk about slave labor on this show, but you can follow up on the Cole Nelson podcast, episode 26, which we'll be shooting tomorrow or something.
Really?
Maybe.
Okay.
Thanks for watching, and
We should post 26. We're sledding down the hill and we come up, say something, and sled down. Come up, say something, sled down.
okay, we'll do that tomorrow.
Continuous shots.
The director's cut would be like an
That
hour.
would be
and a
just
half.
awful,
Uh-huh.
just terrible.
What?
What a mess. I'm leaving now. Thank you for watching. It's been a pleasure, and I appreciate you, the humble viewer, and Grayson for walking right into the middle of the frame.
See you later, Hoodpodians.
Adios.
Yeah, that's not what we're gonna call our audience.
Adios, amigos.
Our audience of 8
We'll
people.
call them amigos.
No.
What? Why not, amigos?
We can just call them my mom, us 3, sometimes my sister, some of Jake's friends.
Cole, what if we become famous?
If we become famous, we can have this discussion. Until
Hey,
then,
shout out to Will Litton if you're watching this.
thanks, Will, for watching.
Who's Will?
Good riddance.
Thank you, Will. Who's Will?
He's a theater man.
Your theater man?